Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever for a 4v4 Team Matchmaker game played on the map Corona. And let's get right into player introductions with Team 1 in the north and Team 2 in the south. But before we do, I would like to direct your attention down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave me a comment telling me what your favorite faction is and why right now. And let's get into those player introductions, starting with Team 1 and the furthest east player, a red UEF, actually more of a maroon color, going first land by the name of Havrin001. And then over to the east of him, or no, the west of him, in fact, I don't know my directions, somebody buy me a compass, as we're looking at a red Aeon going first land by the name of Drext. Then over to the west of him, we have ourselves an orange UEF going first land. His name is Aldarion, and that is very, very close to Alderaan. Maybe he is a fan of Star Wars. As we move on to the last player of Team 1, he has an awesome name, but unfortunately, he's chosen a yellow Seraphim commander to bring onto the field today. It is none other than just awesome. Then moving on down to the southern team, we're going to start in the west and move east with the dark blue Cybran going first air with a name better than just awesome. It is none other than Jim Jack J, the triple J of destruction, as we look to the east for his first ally, a light blue Seraphim. Shame, shame, shame on you. It is none other than Chiza going first land. Moving on to the purple Cybran to the east, we have ourselves a man who embodies FAF to its core. It is, of course, a first land start for Supreme AJ. Then over to the east of him, we have our last player, a Cyan Seraphim. Sounds very nice to say those words together, but unfortunately he is fouling the best color in the game with the worst faction, and his name is Caliber. And with that all out of the way and scored away, we can take a look at the map Corona. It's kind of becoming a classic for me. I've casted it quite a few times. It's been in the TMM for quite a little while. 21,000, about 21,500 reclaim for these players to scoop into their very, very thirsty coffers. And of course, we have a lot of area for land engagements to happen, but we also have a lot of choke points. So we could see potential for fire basing or potential for fast raids or large land battles. This map can really go down a multitude of ways. And right now, the way it's going down is we have Supreme AJ getting into the middle and really just going for that reclaim. Also, Caliber down here to the south is getting into a reclaim field himself, and AJ and Caliber really topping the reclaim charts, doubling everybody else below them. And right now, Supreme AJ looking to try and just grab all of the mass on the middle of the map. He's doing a very aggressive reclaim route, going to try and move up here towards the enemy's area of the map. On the other side, though, we do have Aldarion coming out. He's going to be trying to get into these reclaim fields himself, but he is very much so alone, whereas Supreme AJ does, of course, have Chiza down here to come out and help if that is needed. We have the commander of Drext slowly meandering its way out. We also had a couple of mech marines, I believe, over here. Did we? I think I saw some mech marines, but maybe they just died to the commander. I think they went down to Chiz's commander. We have a couple more mech marines out over here for Aldarion, going to try and get some harassment done, but unfortunately it seems as though no matter which direction he chooses, he's going to be running into an enemy commander. We also have the commander of Havrin coming out here, and Havrin is going to be able to get into this reclaim field if he so desires, but Drext may be making a move for it a little bit earlier, going for some forward land factories. And overall, the game going about to par. Here in the middle, we have our first comm-on-comm action. Aldarion and Supreme AJ fired some shots into each other. Supreme AJ doing a little bit more shooting as of the moment, but now Aldarion's going to do some shooting. Supreme AJ trying to scoop up even more reclaim, and you can see on the reclaim chart right now, that Supreme AJ is up to 2,000, and the nearest to him is his own teammate Caliber at 1,800. And overall, it's all going about as we expected with that early reclaim. Over here to the west, we do see a lot of units coming through from Just Awesome. He's going to get a nice little raid in here, maybe be able to kill off a few of these mass extractors if he's lucky. And that might slow down Chizza a little bit. Chizza building a wall here. Unfortunately, he needed the wall about right here. He's going to have to produce a few tanks to deal with this. Overall mass generation right now, Team 1 has had a better opener as far as getting those mexes built and upgraded. So they're a little bit high ahead on generated eco, but in total mass collected, it is still very even, around about 1,000 separating these two teams. As up here to the north, we do have a bomber coming out from Jim Jack J. It is very close to some interceptors, just went off map. Most likely just going to die to those interceptors here soon. These couple of tanks out from Just Awesome, going to continue to run amok, but I don't think they're going to get too much further into the base as they run into a PD. This Zooey over here picking up 2 kills onto Mex is going to be very proud of itself. And you know what they say about a prideful Seraphim, they fall quickly. As over here to the east, we have AJ harassing the comm of Havren, but Havren has a PD to fall back to. Luckily, though, for AJ, I think he's achieved his goal. He's kind of forced everybody off this reclaim. Even if he doesn't manage to keep them off the reclaim, he is slowing them down a little bit on grabbing that. And over here to the east, Caliber is going to be trying to grab a little bit more reclaim and maybe these mexes over here, as Just Awesome is preparing for a little bit of an attack, I think, over here. He has his commander, he's building up a little bit of a force, and might decide to push down to the south. Jim Jack J doing some reclaiming of his own. Here in the middle, we have a few units conglomerating for both sides, but we have a little bit of a raid going on over here to the east. Supreme AJ wants to get some damage done, and is indeed going to be able to pick off a few mexes. There is a bomber en route, but that bomber is going to meet a Sky Slammer, and that Sky Slammer is not a friendly thing to see if you are a bomber. Needs to turn around, needs to get the kill onto the Sky Slammer if it wants any chance here, but I don't think it will be able to as it falls to the ground. And more mechs is going to be under threat right now. This northern side of the map not going very well. Havren in a very difficult situation, needs to get out a few units, does have a few tanks now coming out of his factories here in the base, needs to make sure he's getting them involved in the fighting, but for now everything's going to be all right. He is going to take a bit of a defensive engagement up against Supreme AJ. Supreme AJ still has numbers, but he's fighting next to the reinforcement points for his enemy, but they aren't building any units. So these Mantis, as long as they clean up the strikers, will be able to continue to get in here, maybe kill off a couple more mexes if they get a couple more mexes. Or, I mean, honestly, killing off power right here, not that great of an idea because of how much Havren has overbuilt power. Not really going to work out, but focusing down one of these T2 mexes could be huge. Instead, going to focus down the power generators, wants to try and maybe get that form of economic damage done, but I just don't see it really resulting in too much, and the Mantis are slowly going to die off. And that's going to be the end of that raid out from Supreme AJ. Going to be happy getting 4 mexes and really slowing down Havren. Havren just has no units on the field. He's going T2 with the commander. Going to try and throw up some triads to protect his very, very tumultuous flank. But, of course, we need to look at the rest of the map. Speed and range now on the way. Just awesome getting that up. T2 on the way for Jim Jack J. Very nice alliteration and rhyme scheme there. Call me a rapper. As Supreme AJ goes for speed and range. And Chizza, no upgrade yet. Caliber, no upgrade yet. T2 now starting up for Drax. Lots of upgrades going on. The first one to finish up, though, is, of course, going to be Just Awesome because he is just walking up with his awesome gun upgrade and going to try and get some damage done. The key thing here is if Jim Jack J can finish this up and get up a few Cerberus in time, that could be good. I think this Cerberus position is, you know what, it'll be fine. As long as there aren't units like sitting right here, it'll fire down. So that's a decent Cerberus position, but needs to build 2, 3, maybe even 4 of them to be able to really push off this comm of Just Awesome. Does have some units here to help buffer. T2 does finish up for Jim Jack J, immediately building that Cerberus. That's what you love to see. Meanwhile, in the middle, we have a little bit of a push now forming for Aldarian, who is building up T2 PD here in the middle. He's going to try behind PD creep Supreme AJ, and that could be dangerous. T2 about to finish up for Havren now, and with this gun comm, he's walking forward. He's going to be able to fire into all of these. The Cerberus shouldn't scare him just yet, but maybe wants to try and just get out of the range. Gonna need to keep firing into these units. He wants to get a unit advantage. That's what you get the gun comm for, but he doesn't want to stray too far south, as Chizza has built a line of T1 PD, and now Chizza just gonna decide to take some shots in the back, and then he says, oh wait, no, that's not very fun, and starts walking away himself. Just Awesome's unit starting to move in down towards the south with him, but needs to be careful, really needs to realize that these are PD. He doesn't want to pick a fight with PD. It's a very bad call for him. He can do what he's doing right now though, and just set up his comm right outside the range of that PD, throw in some overcharges and get the kill. Meanwhile, over here to the east of this, Chizza now under even more threat as a large attack comes out from Aldarian. His attack is almost as large as the love in my heart for people who click that subscribe button down below. If I could get through my sentences, that would be wonderful. And he's going to be able to make it into the base of Supreme AJ. Supreme AJ going to be very unhappy with this. If these Medusa do manage, or actually these are Lobos, do manage to make it into the base and get some substantial damage, that would be horrible. Cerberus going up, but that might be a little bit too little, and it might be a little bit too late. He does finally move his own units out towards the incoming force, wants to pick off these Lobos before they get into range, because they're going to just do devastating damage down on to these structures. And these engineers trying to throw up a second Cerberus. Maybe if they get it up, it'll be just enough DPS to start chewing through all of these T1 units, but it's really not looking good. T1 PD now coming up for Supreme AJ. He needs to get this dealt with, and he needs to deal with it quick. Gonna build another T1 PD, but he's losing T2 mexes. You hate to see it. His economy gonna be left in shambles after this attack out from Aldarian. Very valuable attack coming out from that northern team. Now Just Awesome still managing to fight it out. He's created himself a nice little reclaim field that he should have full control over, and that's going to be very important for him moving forward. He did get that gun upgrade, got 39 kills, almost 2 ranks of veterancy, and he got a lot of value there, winning a good fight, getting some value with that comm. Here in the middle, Firebase continuing to be thrown up. Aloha! Hello! We have ourselves a tactical missile launcher coming out from Aldarian. That is a very spicy play, and it could very easily be used to target the man he just crippled economically. Sure, he has these T2 engineers, but they're spending all of their mass on T2 mexes. They're rebuilding. If he can get that up just in time to fire 2, maybe 3 missiles into these mexes, that could be huge. Or he could even target Jim Jack J, or go for a spicy target down onto this southern side. That's a lot of PD thrown up. That's a very heavy investment out from Caliber. Caliber out on this flank, very exposed, very alone. He's going to start pushing forward towards Havren with his gun comm. He's going to try and push back Havren, but Havren does have some units in tow over here, could send them forth. Also has some Mongeese sitting in the background there. Needs to be careful, does Caliber, as he needs to make sure he's not taking too much damage from those triads. Now with that tactical missile launcher, it has 1 missile in the tube. Fire it away, fire it now. If you fire it now, by the time the reload animation is done, you can fire a second one. He needs to make sure he's targeting that, but there's already TMD coming out. It's been spotted, so this Aloha is going to turn into an Onoha, as it's just going to get shot down by the first time it launches. Could go over here for these forward T2 mexes, but those will be rebuilt relatively quickly. Another TMD coming up. Is it going for the main base? It is not currently going for the main base, and it does get shot down by the zappers, and that's going to be a very expensive investment for very little payoff coming out from Aldarian. Overall ecos, we currently see Team 1 with a 50 mass a second advantage, and in total mass, over 10,000 mass generated over their opponents this game. So right now, Team 1 looking to be in a strong position. T3 Air has finished up here for Chizza, and he's getting that air power generator online. T3 Air has not been achieved for anybody on the northern team, so this could be a huge misplay out of the northern team. Nobody focusing on air means that this little play coming out from Chizza could be huge. He needs to get out a a strat bomber as quick as possible and just try and deal as much damage as he can. This is a very interesting situation. The Aeon player over here, Drax, managed to get some T2 engineers from his buddy Havrin and is building his T2 power with those instead of Aeon engineers. I don't think it really makes much of a difference, especially if he throws up a shield generator right here. Could be huge. Caliber control Ks. I don't know if that's a control K or if he just got killed off by a triad, but either way, that's a very unfortunate play. I didn't even think much was going on. There weren't a lot of units in this area. So that base is going to be handed over to Supreme AJ, who is now tasked with 2v1ing on this front. In fact, it's closer to a 3v1 since he's fighting Aldarian, Drax, and Havrin. And overall, game shaping up to be a bit of a longer one. Neither side getting a huge advantage. Slight advantage to the northern team, but that can be mitigated just by some better plays. And gotta keep an eye on how everything's going. T3 mech's already done for Just Awesome, and Just Awesome seems to be rushing to T3 as fast as he can in the air. We need T3 air ASAP. Keep your commander safe. They have T3 air. Does notice the enemy's proclivity towards those T3 air units, and now Chiza gonna be emerging with a strat bomber very, very, very soon. It's gonna be dangerous to think about here in the short term. How much do they know? They know that that's done. They don't know about the power generator yet, so they don't know how long they have realistically until a strat bomber is flying over. But we do have one strat bomber in the air for Chiza. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, over here to the east, a bunch of Mongeese starting to try to make some ground against Supreme AJ. Jim Jack J has been firebasing over here and is seemingly working towards a Corsair snipe of some form. So that could be dangerous. May want to just hand those over to Chiza. Would be a good call because those Corsairs could make a lot of work happen if they help the Strat Bomber. Strat Bomber sitting here doing nothing feels like a misplay to me. It feels wrong, but he's now going to go for more T1 Bombers, going to go for some Nathas. He wants to increase the power of whatever kind of attack he's going for, but I feel like every second you give is another second for somebody like Just Awesome to finish up that T3 air production and get something to stop you. T3 air is on the way as well for Drax, but it's going to come slow. He does have a shield, so I guess that is the reason he went for the UEF. Wants that T3 shield in the later game. And we do see Corsairs coming in. I think they managed to... I don't even think they managed to fire on anything just yet. But they do get away. And now with a Strat Bomber on the field, a bunch of T1 Bombers, even some T2 Bombers out right now for Chiza. He needs to scout and he needs to decide where these units are going and what they're going to do. Shield goes on for Just Awesome, meaning he is pretty much, I'm not going to say unsnipeable, but it would be a hard ask to snipe him. But you could go for something like killing off his production in the back or just a lot of his eco. Since he's the main player who's going to be focusing on that T3 air, it might be the best call right there, but you need to use these units quick. You don't have a luxury of time as this T3 power generator is going up and going up quick. Starting to get a little bit scary here for the Southern team. They have a very good advantage and they need to press it soon. But Chiza getting cold feet with his units and his eco. He's going to have a lot of bombers, but what is he going to do with them? Is this another Strat Bomber? He's going to go for 2 Strat Bombers. This is very greedy. And now ASF production has and can begin. And that's going to be a very scary situation over here for this Southern team. I mean, 2 Strat Bombers and a bunch of Nathas. There's not going to be a lot of ASF, so they should be able to get in and do some damage still, at least for the next couple of minutes. But that's a lot of mass that's going to be just going straight into ASF, and he needs to start moving and start moving quick. Meanwhile, in the middle, we do have a lot of units now coming out from Aldarian. He's trying to mount some kind of offense. Unfortunately for him, he's just going to run into a wall of rhinos, and that is more than enough rhinos to most likely stop that. Chiza now heading out with strategic bombers, Nathas, and T1 bombers. He's going to be able to get a lot of damage done here if he's lucky. first bomb goes out, hits interceptors. Oh my lord, that was unlucky. But still, bombers coming in. They're going to focus onto that T3 Air HQ, and the Nathas managed to get it. The bomber going to come back in, going to drop more bombs down. Some eco going to go down for him. That's a T2 mech's already down. And another strat bomber comes in. Where is it going to go? It's very low on HP. It needs to make sure it doesn't get shot down too prematurely. This one goes down. And all of these Nathas and bombers looks as though they're going to try and run back home. But honestly, they just get chased down. The strat bomber doesn't have anywhere to actually run to. There's no ASF to protect it. Meanwhile, up here to the north, that T3 P-Gen does go down to the remaining Nathas and T1 bombers. And that strat bomber does go down. It's going to go down over here in the area where Chizza can reclaim it. So that is a nice turn of events, and that's a lot of damage done economically to Just Awesome, down to 110 mass a second, and I'm sure he'd be power stalling if it wasn't for overflow right now. His teammate, on the other hand, over here, we have Drax managing to get the T3 Air. Very soon can build that T3P Jin and set himself up for some success later on in this game. Overall, air control no longer really going to belong to Chizza. Chizza's going to have to fight for air control, and he's going for a bunch of T3 mexes now. One of them about to complete, another one being built. Needs to kind of focus his build power. It's a very expensive thing he's trying to do right now. Yeah, I think going for two at once is a little bit of a mistake right there. And over to the east, Supreme AJ showing up with a lot of Ilshivas wanting to push over here on this eastern side. Will he be able to do it? Is the question on all of our minds. Havrin has sent his comm back home after building up this kind of a fire base, kind of not. He just doesn't want to be out on the front line where he could get sniped. And in the middle, we have a bit of a fight now breaking out. Hoplites with their 5 legs trying to get some damage down on these pillars from long range. But Monge's going to be able to return fire onto those Hoplites. And now we have T3 land units coming out onto the field. This time it's coming from Supreme AJ. Also, T3 land has been finished up for Just Awesome, but I think he's going to go right back for that T3 air. So he's going to really spend a lot of his eco on that. Needs to cap that T3 mechs he has over there in his main base. And these loyalists coming out from Supreme AJ going to be very important moving forward. And Supreme AJ pushing over here on the eastern front. Lots of PD going to be thrown up by Drax with that T2 commander. I don't know if he meant to build a wall here, but he's building a wall of PD, which is quite scary. And these Ilshivas going to push over to the east. A couple of Percival's going to start coming out of these factories. Don't know if Percival is the call here. I think Titan might be better. Although the Ilshiva can take a Percival shot. So maybe it's worth it with the Percivals. Answers in the comments. Somebody better than me can tell me. As over here to the middle of the map, some Scorchers. Or no, those were Zeus going down. And overall, we're in a very balanced game state right now. Economies still, Team 1 has that advantage, but it's slowly losing the map control right now. A combined armed force from Chizza and Jim Jack J trying to push, trying to put pressure down onto Just Awesome. He's also managed to build up a Gunther, and he's going for a second one here on this base. He wants to break this fire base. He wants to push forward, and so does Supreme AJ. Supreme AJ really pushing on all fronts. Now going to be pushing over here in the east, pushing in the west with the help of Jim Jack J. Very nice name out of Jim Jack J. I really enjoy that name. The Triple J. And have a couple of bombers flying over. We've seen kind of bombers just out from everybody. Everybody's just throwing out bombers to deal with land units. As over here in the middle, Aldarian sensing a chance to get a pincer attack down onto the combined forces of Jim Jack J and Supreme AJ. And this is going to be really bad if they cannot manage to hold on to this area. If this army goes down, Just Awesome is going to be sitting on a massive reclaim field in his front base, and he's already leading on reclaim. So Supreme AJ and Jim Jack J, they're making a calculated risk here, but I don't think it's the right calculations. Their calculators are off. Should have had a TI 85 or something. As Just Awesome gonna manage to hold out, gets up another shield to try and soak some of this damage. Has these T1 PD, which are just pouring damage into all of these units. And that attack really just going to end up being a mass dump onto the front door of Just Awesome. He'll be very happy to clean that up. The play right now is just build a land factory right here and get a bunch of engineers out into that field as quickly as you can. Meanwhile, here in the middle, these Ilshivas still on a tirade for Just Awesome, still just killing off everything he can, and now he's built a Monkey Lord. Just Awesome really having a strong showing here in this game. And he's just trying to go everywhere he can to pick off a few more mexes with these Ilshivas. He knows they're kind of outclassed now that Bricks and Percivals will be appearing onto the map. Actually, it's mostly just Percivals appearing on the map. Actually, it can't even be Bricks. I just thought this was a Brick for some reason. It can only be Percivals, and those Percivals going to be very scary. Needs to focus on these T2 mexes. Not really going to get value from trying to kill off T3 units with these Ilshivas. And the Monkey Lord is out. Would love to see it get aggressive immediately, as that would be a very important play here, but not quite willing to go for it just yet. T3 now on the way for Drax in the middle. Drax and Just Awesome just not afraid of letting their comms be standing out in the front. I guess Jim Jack J also kind of falls into that category. And with the two Gunthers, is it going to be enough to slowly break through this shield? I mean, 3 shields is a lot to deal with. I guess he is forcing the investment into shields, which is pretty good. Would love to see more factories go up just for reclaim here for Just Awesome. Would be a very good play. More shots coming out from those Gunthers. Another Gunther finishes up. Just trying to out Firebase right now is Jim Jack J. As the Monkey Lord begins to push forward, has an escort of some Loyalists, some Othams, and a lot of flak. And honestly, that's a pretty good escort, especially if he keeps the units close. Needs to keep the units close to that Monkey Lord in order to keep the stealth advantage there. Fully loaded TML here in the middle. Only managed to do 800 damage. I'm guessing it maybe killed off a T2 mechs somewhere. And that is a Clink Hammer here in the middle, doing some damage. But now the Monkey Lord's going to push forward, and you can see how powerful this mobile stealth is. Just look at that. That's what they think is there, but they don't understand, at least not until they notice the actual shots coming out. There's a Monkey Lord there on that front door, and it's angry. And now we should see an immediate reaction out of Drax. He needs to run away. If he doesn't run away and he tries to finish that T3 upgrade, he has forfeit his life. And I believe the Southern team should just know that there's a base there. Maybe they won't push into it, though. Does cancel the upgrade and does start walking away. The Monkey Lord in the middle going to clean up everything here, but I feel like you need to get more value than just this. Maybe even link up with Jim Jack J and just go for a full-out push on this western side, especially with the information they have at hand. They know there's a bunch of units over here. There's really not that many for the other side, and you would have to assume most of this is T1. When you see an army that big and it's only 27 minutes, it's not a full T3 army. But this Percival force over here on the eastern side is something to be worried about. Just Awesome has completed a chicken. And that chicken could change the outcome of this game very drastically. A bunch of Zeus now coming in, going to drop a lot of bombs. Most of which will hit shields, but a few of those are going to deal some significant damage. And it does seem as though Aldarian's in a power stall. Bad time to have it. Really want these parashields to be online. But this force gonna push forward. That chicken is gonna be coming, and the Monkey Lord needs to be scared of the chicken. Monkey Lord not in the strongest position here as far as being able to just deal with a chicken, and this could be another huge mass dump coming out from Just Awesome, or coming out towards Just Awesome and Aldarian. The Monkey Lord, I believe, is faster than the chicken, so it can just try and go on a rampage of running away. But that chicken's gonna be cutting corners, and it's getting really close. As in comes the Monkey Lord, kills off a half-built Fat Boy. That'll really help with veterancy. Is going to be able to get into the base. Would love to see it. Focus down some of these mexes. Focus down some of this power. Really cripple Aldarian. And also just remove all of that economy he's producing off of the map right now. Also getting that T3 HQ could be huge. Is going to walk through it. Might be able to get it. Needs to be careful. Needs to stop, needs to fire at all of this economy. The Monkey Lord is dead. Don't try and kill Aldarian. Try and kill the eco. And it does turn around and start firing at some of this eco, but no! It stops and it leaves all 4 T3 mexes alive. Aldarian won't be able to really use it, but with overflow, he can have his mass just go to his allies. And that's a bit of a disaster. That's a huge mass dump, 14,000 mass, and that's just the Monkey Lord. Sure, it does hurt the enemy team, but not as much as you would have hoped for as bricks start barreling down this western approach, but all of this has been reclaimed. And Just Awesome sitting on 34,000 reclaim, that's just going to get higher. And he's just going to build more chickens with it. Aldarian feeling like he's getting the short end of the stick, but that may have just won the game for them. Killing off that eco was the critical play you had to go for there. You'd already committed, you already decided that you're running away from the chicken. Get damage done. And now with Suprema AJ and Jim Jack J being the main land aggressors here, they just don't really have anything to deal with this chicken. And there's about to be another one. Gonna have to be very careful. Another Monkey Lord out onto the field. And a Megalith has been started up by Supreme AJ, and it is going up quick. Considering as the double base and that huge eco of 300 mass a second, that is big. And Team 2 finally ahead on eco for once in this game, but they are nearing 100,000 mass behind the enemy team on total generated eco, so something we have to take with a bit of a grain of salt. Laser now done for Jim Jack J. Is he going for Telemazer? Or was that just like a, oh, well, if you walk a chicken at me, I'll assist a shield and laser it? That's a bold move, but I like it. I do like just seeing laser on random Cybern comms. It's a very fun upgrade. And the dust settles. Reminder, everybody, to stay hydrated. Make sure you also hit that like button, and if you aren't subscribed, turn that red button gray. As we await the rest of this game to happen, these players really kind of taking a bit of a lull right now. We can go ahead and do a quick check onto ASF count. We have 32 for Chizza and Supreme AJ sitting on about 30. It's more than 30. It's like 36. Hey, quick math. Oh, wait, those are interceptors. Never mind. He's on 11. Sorry. And then we can go ahead and check on the enemy team. We have 12 for Havren. Drax sitting on 7. Just Awesome sitting on 13. So I'd say the ASF count is somewhat even, but the ASF for the Southern team more focused in on one player, as an Awasa is 70% complete and rising quickly. We have megaliths being built by multiple players on the Southern team. We have multiple chickens completed. Wait. I can't not take this opportunity to get a screenshot. Okay. Oh, that might be the thumbnail, but we'll see. And over here to the east, we have finally another push coming out. Havren gonna push forward. He does have the Percivals to just win the land fight if it was only the army, but he kind of walks into a bunch of T2 PD, and that's gonna be a juicy reclaim field over here for Supreme AJ. Finally getting some of those reclaim fields back for himself. Gonna be happy about that. As a bunch of loyalists push in towards his base. There are a bunch of PD strewn about over here, but they're not gonna last very long. Especially with the AoE weapon that the loyalists have. Yeah, those are just gonna go down. And now, as the double chicken pushes in the west, you have a Monkey Lord waiting to try and defend. Jim Jack J is assisting a factory. T3 is started up for Havren. And that's about all that's going on. Do we have T3 still on the way? Yeah, Drax getting T3 as well. And over here to the east, a bunch of loyalists gonna push in. This T3 mech's all but destroyed. It's gonna die pretty quickly. These Percivals really not gonna be a threat to this many loyalists. And they're going to go down in quick succession. And then after that, the mass extractor will go down, so that's going to be a very value pickup. Another one over here that could go down very soon. As the chickens push in, they killed that Monkey Lord so quickly, and the Awasa comes out. Seraphim on Seraphim violence, I love to see it. And the commander of Jim Jack J going to start running away. Maybe if these chickens get low enough, he might decide to move forward and use that laser upgrade. But with the Awasa coming in, dropping multiple bombs, I don't really think there's enough air on the other team for them to want to take a fight. The other side with the Loyalists going very well. We'll go ahead and do this so we can see the mini-map. The Loyalists, they're slowly getting killed off, but they got 2 T3 mexes for their trouble. And these chickens suffering a cruel fate of pain as they're getting bombed by this Awasa. A Megalith out from Supreme AJ now being diverted to try and help with this assault. The 2 chickens going to continue to push forward. The Othams in the background trying to kill off what's left of those fire bases. Really removing a lot of the map, specifically from Jim Jack J. One of these chickens is about to go down to the Awasa, I believe. Corsair's coming out to try and help. Awasa bomb falls. Does it kill either of the chickens? No, it doesn't, because it doesn't drop directly on the lower health one. And the Megalith gonna show up. The Megalith gonna start firing. Jim Jack J is gonna keep running away. But this is looking more and more like a mass dump out of just awesome. None of these experimental pushes have really gone to plan. Sure, you got a T3 power generator and a couple of mexes. But in the end, that just doesn't feel like it was very worth it. As over here to the east, lots of Restorers now building up for Drax. He's trying to get a Restorer ball going, but in comes Chiz's Air Force. And he's going to kill off the Restorers really quickly, and then he'll have time to turn and try and engage with the ASF. And the ASF, on being microed by multiple players, is really hurting them right here. As also, Supreme AJ comes in with some very nice turns, and that pretty much wipes the air off the map for everybody but just awesome on the northern team. Awasa just sitting in the base, 36,000 mass killed, and all it really hit was 2 chickens. And now there's a chicken on this eastern side, gonna try and push with the combined efforts of Draxt and the Percivals out from Havren. I don't know if this is the best place to push, though. Like, these PD are going to be a real problem, and now they have mobile shielding to help. But the Awasa out from Chiza going to be able to show up and also deal. Oh, sorry about that. That was weird. Kind of throat bubble there. And the Awasa comes out, killing off almost all of the valuable units that Drax had. Now he's just a bunch of flak and some asylums. Is Awasa really going to make land pushes difficult for the northern team? Do we see any kind of late game technology. We see a nuke launcher gonna be built up by Drax. No other real game ender vibe things going on. Do we have an anti-nuke built up by anybody? We have a nuke built up by Supreme AJ. And over here to the east, the chicken and the Percival is going to push in. But I don't see why the Awasa doesn't just go over here and shut down all of the Percivals with one bomb. It seems like the play, if I'm completely honest. And this chicken has no chance of pushing forward without those Percivals to help deal damage. Supreme AJ has been defeated. Control K. No! Rutro, is he coming back? Nope. Oh, Supreme AJ had a connection issue. You hate to see it. 38 minutes, but sometimes it happens. Also, Awasa bombs over here, kills off all of the Percivals. And now that Yathoda is basically naked, has nothing there to help him out. And now it's Chizza versus the world. Jim Jack J is a supporting character, but Jim Jack J doesn't have any power generators. He is going to build up a megalith. And Chizza has a lot on his plate right now, but he is in a very strong position. He's producing a lot of mass, not as much as the entirety of Team 1, but getting pretty close. And he should be sitting in a position where he can definitely load this nuke. Oh no, the nuke restarted loading. It was like 60-70% done. Oh, that's brutal, because I don't think there's an anti-nuke for the northern team. I mean, there is one for Drax, but Just Awesome. No, Just Awesome is also loaded. Never mind. Awasa just killed like one unit. I think you get aggressive with the Awasa. What is there to stop you? You can just kill off all of Just Awesome's base for like the second time with this Awasa. But he's scared of something. He's won the air fight against everybody on the map. He's either scared of something or he's just too busy getting these two bases under control. Lots of idle factories here. And in comes the Awasa to bomb the Fat Boy. Needs to be careful, just needs to make sure that he's worried about Just Awesome's ASF. And honestly, picking an air fight, even over the base of Just Awesome right now, would be fine. He has such an overwhelming advantage in ASF number 139 versus 59. Like, you just win those fights. And you should take them because you want to protect the Awasa. That's enough ASF to be dangerous to an Awasa. And they dive the Awasa. The ASF fight going to ensue. And Just Awesome going to be wiped off the air. But this fight could have just taken place over the base of Just Awesome. If I'm being completely honest, I think that was a little bit of a misplay. The Awasa luckily lands in a spot that's awkward to reclaim. I guess maybe not. You can put engineers right here, but that would be a hard area to hold. Ravager is being built on this hill to kill off any reclaiming engineers. Chizza trying to load this nuke. Critically for the northern team, we have an anti-nuke here and an anti-nuke here. I think you might be able to edge nuke and get like right here, but I don't think that's worth it. I think Drax kind of protects all of this. I mean, you can nuke right here and get some good damage as long as the lining up is correct. Yeah, right there. But over here, we have a large group of transports, each transporting just a couple of engineers. Trying to get some reclaim. Oh wait, no, they're all transporting one Percival. Sorry, I thought it was engineers. And it's gonna drop all the Percivals over on this cliff. These 5 Percivals gonna get a lot of damage done. The transport's gonna go down, but the 5 Percivals get to kill off anything that's over here, and I think there is at least one T2 mech. and maybe pull this army out of position at least momentarily while the Fat Boy pushes in the middle. And the SMD and SML for Chiza. SML about to be loaded, SMD already loaded. Another Awasa about to finish up now for Chiza. He has a second nuke launcher in his base, and that one is known about. The second Awasa could be huge here. Still sitting on a air advantage, I would assume. And with that Awasa finishing up, gotta be asking how he's gonna use it. I think there's some juicy targets. You just need to make it happen. Strategic launch detected. Where is that going? It's going over here to the base of Just Awesome. Just Awesome is about to have his second anti-nuke loaded. Can he load it in time? It's gonna be a race. Oh, it's gonna be very, very close. First anti-nuke fires. Oh, is it gonna be in time? Yes, it is, just barely. And the experimentals are finishing up here. We have over here a megalith trying to fight the world, trying to chase down the Fat Boy. And an Awasa here for Chiza could start doing Control K bombs if he felt like it. Just Awesome has dropped this area to reclaim that Awasa wreck from earlier. And now a lot of ASF are going to lock onto that Awasa, but that's a very good bait. Going to be able to bait out a lot of ASF out from Aldarian and Draxed. If he can fight these air forces one at a time, he definitely wins. And in comes all of Havren's air force. He's going for the Awasa himself, but he's just going to lose all of his ASF. And sure, the Awasa might die, but it's dying in friendly territory. Honestly, that's a Control K the Awasa and get the reclaim situation, Chiza.
Strategic launch detected.
Strategic launch detected. This one coming out from the northern team. Is that going to be able to land? It's going to be close. That's a real close edge nuke. Another nuke launching, this time out from Chiza. We'll watch this one first and see if it gets shot down. But the other nuke should just land, and it does get shot down. Not even going to get that little bit of value that edge nuke could have had. And we're about to see a very, very beautiful explosion coming in right now. Rip GG says Just Awesome. His base gonna go up in flames. His commander gonna join it. So nice to see. And that's a kaboom, baby. 5 mexes, a lot of power generators, and I would argue the best ASF production on Team 1, all down. But it is a bit of a double-edged sword now. Is he going to Control K this Awasa? Please do. Just reclaim it, buddy. And he's going for a Havatham T3 artillery installation for the Sayer from there. Fat Boy pushing forward, finally going to deal with this line of T2 PD. But we now have a lot of Monkey Lords going up, not just for Chiza, but also for Jim Jack J. That's going to be a dangerous situation, but a whole bunch of Nathas coming in. Is this enough? Oh, more Nathas coming in. Yep, that's just a dead Fat Boy. Yep, that's a very dead Fat Boy. Air is powerful. Fun fact. The Awasa does go down, does get deadified. And where's the reclaim going to go for that? He does have a lot of T3 engineers now going over there to reclaim that. Building more Monkey Lords. We have, we're about to have 3. If you just push with Monkey Lords on every front, like a bunch of Monkey Lords on every front, I think you'll be good. But unfortunately over here to the west, there's so many experimentals for the northern team as well. Already 90%. Yeah, that artillery is going to finish. And if that artillery can focus down one of the other air grids, this one or this one, that will be huge. Or just start getting anti-nukes. This anti-nuke is, I think, the only one left that's loaded. I mean, this one's about to be loaded, but overall, Aldarian, I think, in a very rough position, needs to get some damage down on the ground. Chiz has built another experimental. That's another Monkey Lord. And over here to the west, we have Fat Boy with 2 chickens moving in. We're about to have 3 Monkey Lords. I don't know if 3 Monkey Lords beats 2 chickens and this many Othams. I'm kind of persuaded to say it doesn't, if I'm honest. But now the Hovathom is firing. Where is it gonna land? It's going for the base of Drax. Also, a nuke was launched over here. I think it's going for this army. And down comes the nuke. Is it gonna get very much? No, not really. Doesn't even really do any damage to the experimentals. And these 2 Monkey Lords gonna show up here as a kind of stalwart defender, but they need to push in. They need to get damage down onto the chickens. Has to be a priority here. One of the Monkey Lords is going to go down. There's a 3rd Monkey Lord. There's a bunch of PD in this base, so these chickens will have hard times pushing in. This is a bit of a dangerous situation. Double Chicken just deals with a Monkey Lord so quickly. And there's a bunch of Monkey Lords now forming over here, but are these chickens going to be able to get any sustained damage done? Cerberus, not the best for killing off chickens, but one of them will go down. And now the Monkey Lord gets to focus on the other one, and this Ion Storm, depending on which experimental it chooses, it could be a savior for one team and a killer for the other. Which experimental does it choose to focus? It doesn't focus either of them. And all of this attack is just gonna die on the doorstep. I have a feeling this Monkey Lord doesn't survive very long. Not next to the Ion Storm. But hey, it did its job. That's a lot of reclaim. Over here to the east, a bunch of Restorers now built up. Some ASF out from Havern gonna try and screen for them, but I'm not sure that's gonna work too well. That's a bunch of Volthus. I think Nothas would have been a better choice for him if he had the choice there. The Nothas have been so powerful for him this game so far. The artillery fire continuing to come in, but just not really getting that much value. Maybe go for this shield instead. This SMD instead might be better. Does actually get a bit of a scalp onto the air grid there and kills the SMD. Chizza, are you paying attention? You need to launch one of your 2 nukes. Yeah, launch that nuke right now. This anti-nuke isn't loaded. You just have to avoid the anti-nuke of Aldarian. You could nuke right here. You could just nuke this base, the base of Havern. I think he's a bit too distracted. He's starting to push with the Monkey Lords over here on the eastern side. Now, Fat Boy's gonna go down very quickly. As long as the Monkey Lords don't stop, as long as they push forward, this Fat Boy should just be dead. And yep, that's a very dead Fat Boy. And all of the Monkey Lords gonna start pushing out. We now have Novaxes showing up to try and deal with this side of the map. 2 nuke launchers could be critical, but he needs to start getting shielding right now. And he needs to maybe focus down that Novax, but that Novax has so much shielding on it right now. Now with 6, make it 5 Monkey Lords pushing on the front. We gotta be a little bit worried. Now we have a bunch of Strat Bombers coming out. Oh no, the Strat Bombers are gonna be shown. They're gonna be shot down. Oh no, 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 no. The Strat Bombers could have been so useful. What are they going for?
Strategic launch detected.
I don't quite understand. Strategic launch detected, launching 2 nukes there. I think he's trying to avoid this anti-nuke. I hope he does, because the other one is loaded, so he has to avoid this one if he wants either of them to land. Is he going to be able to do it? I don't think so. I think this one's getting too close to that anti-nuke in the middle. Yes, it is. And no! Chizza. Heartbreak. Does he have another one loaded? Not yet. Is the answer. As 2 Novaxes are done. Novax is being built very quickly for Aldarian. The Monkey Lords push in. 1 goes down. There's still 4 left. 4 Monkey Lords can be huge, but one of them is about to eat a ton of Ravager fire. Needs to deal with that. Those Ravagers need to be dealt with quickly. They're going to deal a lot of damage. 3 Monkey Lords. A 4th coming up from the back. This could be enough. The Fat Boy not going to live very long. Doesn't have a very great logic processor on board, as it's going to get absolutely pummeled by these Monkey Lords. Novax is in the base, still a threat to be reckoned with. Needs to be careful not to lose too many power generators here. But the Monkey Lords, I think, might be able to break through. The air fight, though, went really badly, so now Restorers are just getting free reign. There's still a lot of HP to chew through, and Restorers don't have the best DPS. And now there's Ravagers going up very quickly for Havrin. Can he kill off that commander, maybe? I don't know if killing off the commander is the greatest play here. He's gonna get it, though. And that Monkey Lord's gonna go down. There's another one to follow it up. If he can keep pushing through, maybe get rid of the anti-nuke. Get rid of that one anti-nuke. It's gonna... Does it stop loading when it transfers? It does stop loading, so if he just gets one more of his nukes loaded, that'll be huge. Monkey Lord now gonna push on this front. Do they have any more gas in the tank? This Monkey Lord needs to go help. Monkey Lord pushing in. Is he gonna be able to get anything done? Going down to about 50% HP. Maybe stop and fire at the anti. Give yourself some confidence that it'll go through. But I'm not sure if it's gonna work out. Monkey Lord gets a kill onto a Fat Boy right there. He has one nuke almost loaded. The other one's about to be loaded. He can definitely punch through here soon. And he could even punch through on this base. I don't know if he'll realize that, because it's very hard to keep track of that kind of stuff. But yet another Monkey Lord's gonna push into the base. So many spiders. Kill it with fire. Strategic launch detected. That one is not gonna run into the issue of that anti-nuke in the middle. But I'm not sure it's gonna get too much value either. And in comes the nuke. Wait, where is it? Where's the nuke? Oh, there was another anti-nuke, and I guess it got loaded. Oof. I just had to kill the nukes. Oh. It's starting to look a little bit desperate for this southern team. There's no more monkeys being built. And Chizza actually looking like he's struggling to build to figure out what he wants to build. Teleporter on the way for Jim Jack J. And over here to the east, large air fight starts off, but Jim Jack J not going to be able to even kill off the Restorers. And it looks as though Aldarian's managed to clutch it out with Novaxes. Chizza still has an opportunity here, but there's just nothing really here to stop these, like, Titans or anything, really. He's just losing ground everywhere you look. Another Monkey Lord up here to the northwest, but all it takes is the Restorers locking onto it, and that's dead. Or these broadswords that are now being produced. Now this base under threat of just dying. The T1 PD might be enough. The shielding there actually going to pop up and be very nice. Strategic launch detected. Where's that one going? He's just hell-bent on getting this base. I'm just wondering why. This nuke gonna go down. Jim Jack J is about to have teleporter done, but can he even get anything with that? What can he get? There's the ACU right here. This is not protected from a telesnipe. Oh, Aldarian could go down. Does Jim Jack J know it though? They know where both remaining commanders are. He could go for the double scalp. I think they'll be able to see that there's no anti. Where is he teleporting first? He's going for Draxed first. This is their Hail Mary. Whoa. And Draxed almost assuredly just dead. Now he needs to teleport over to Aldarian's comm. Aldarian almost assuredly gonna immediately start building T1 PD. No, he's gonna teleport out. Oh. Restorers are gonna start showing up. He does get out in time. Aldarian's comm is not protected. If he goes for it, he gets it right now if he starts the teleport channel. All of the satellites targeted onto him. T1 PD is starting to go up, but it's not enough. Go, go, go! Oh, he's teleporting so far away. That's actually a really bad play. You want to teleport closer. Right here was the play. Don't know why he's teleporting so far away. The teleport gonna come in. The artillery gonna try and help by firing onto the shields. Oh, Aldarian is so close. It's gonna be very close. Oh no! No, Aldarian lives on 1,000 HP! If he had started just teleporting a couple of seconds earlier, or if he had maybe teleported a little bit closer to not have to chew through one of those shields. Artillery is gonna start coming down. Oh, but there's already a shield back up. At this point, a legit play, is get teleporter onto Chiz's commander and try and use teleport damage to kill him. But it's gonna be... that shield's gonna come up pretty quickly. You'd have to get teleporter very fast. And in come all the restorers. I think there's enough AA here to just deal with this. Actually, this might just... no, it's not gonna give the air advantage back to Chiza. But... oh, it's brutal.
Strategic launch detected.
Strategic launch detected. Coming out from Chiza. The last one he's going to get this game, and I don't think it's going to land if it's going for any of the bases. Maybe there's like room for an edge nuke that kills a Novax. But nope, that's just going to go down. And Chiza, when facing almost assured destruction, keeps fighting on. But it's time to speed this up and end the game. Thank you to the channel members and Patreons who help out this channel so much. If you want to support the channel, you get perks. You get your name placed at the end of the video if you are any tier of Patreon. At many dualities and higher on this channel, you can get, in the channel membership, you can get access to every video early, and a lot of people really enjoy that. So if that's interesting to you, check it out. We also have a lot of channel emotes. I'm going to be streaming more often, so you'll be able to use those whenever I stream. You all are oh so beautiful. Thank you all for watching. This is Willow, signing off.
Strategic launch detected.
But if I lay